Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you, and I'm all fired up. This weekend is going to be a big wrestling convention out in Newark, California. I went to this last year, Wrestlefest 2013, headlined by Rob Van Dam, Roddy Piper, Bret Hart, the Honky Tonk Man. I had my experience with Shelton Benjamin last year. That was wowzers. But it was an awesome, fun time. Of course, I went out there. I met Mr. Paul JB44 for the first time. Paul was an awesome guy. I also got to hang out with him later that year when we went to Bound for Glory. Of course, we became pretty close friends. So I'm very excited to be heading out there. It is the game time decision. I won't find out until tomorrow if my good buddy Mario is going to be coming with me. He told me he was going to text me Friday to tell me if he was coming or not. I guess he's in a tight spot. He wasn't able to buy a super ticket. I don't know if maybe Bourbon Street caught up with him, but I guess it's a tight time for him, and I think I've already said too much, so my apologies to you, Mario, if I offended you. But WrestleFest 2014, today I was called out by Paul himself, who made a video about the stuff he was bringing to WrestleFest. I love making these videos, when I go off on trips. Just this one, honestly, isn't that exciting. There's going to be a lot of guys there. Ric Flair is the headliner this year, followed up by the newly crowned Hall of Famer Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon, and they get a good, crop of guys to go along with it. We got the Rock and Roll Express, we got the Godfather, we got Chavo Guerrero, Gangrel, some guy from Memphis that I don't really know that well, but is making a rare appearance. Then we also have Bad Influence, Frankie Kazarian, as well as Christopher Daniels, Molly Holly, Chris Masters, and Papa Shango. Now, I did buy a super ticket. Last year, these were $80. This year, because of Ric Flair being on there, they went up to $125. One hell of a price increase. I got number 7 there. Pretty nice, pretty cool standard tickets. Last year they brought in a few vendor guests to go along with, and this year, not included on the super ticket on there, Papa Shango is making his own appearance. Bad Influence, the guy from Memphis, and Ezekiel Jackson. Last year it was a couple bones to meet Rob Van Dam, but it was one hell of an experience. I'm going to meet Bad Influence. I'm going to meet Ezekiel Jackson. Both of those guys I had met before, as well as with Chavo Guerrero. I met Chavo and Bad Influence at Bound for Glory in San Diego this year. That was one hell of a fun trip. Got to hear a lot of stories about Chavo Guerrero. Chavo came over and spent some time with Hernandez inside the hotel bar when we were hanging out with Hernandez. Now, this is the hotel bar before we went to the outside bar when we left the hotel, and that was one hell of a time that I'll always remember. But Chavo's a real cool guy. I've already met Chavo once, and he signed my encyclopedia. I think everybody got a good laugh at this when I showed off the stuff I got. He plugged his Twitter in his autograph. But, yeah, right here. There it is, Chavo Guerrero at Mexican Warrior. And then also, I'd already met Ezekiel Jackson. I met him at SummerSlam, I believe, 2011. When none other than Gemini came on the trip with us. Just to see Gem meet Ezekiel Jackson was well worth the trip that I took down there alone. There's Big Zeke down there, when he was just wearing all white. He was the manager of the Brian Kendrick, the former reigning WWE World Heavyweight Champion from a scramble match. But this was fun. My encyclopedia is making the trip. It's a little bit battered and bruised from the fall it took after laughing at Justin as we were crossing the street when his hat blew off on the way to the Scott Hall show, which I still owe you guys that video from there. So I'm bringing the WWE Encyclopedia along. I'm also going to be bringing the Encyclopedia Volume 2 along, which is very heavy. I guess I just need Chavo Guerrero to sign this, and that's the only reason why I'm bringing it, because he's already signed the first one. But let me make sure before I leave, because what if I already had him sign both of them? Because you did get 2 autographs when you were at the thing, but I don't think I'd be that much of a mark where I'm like, here, sign this one, and then sign this other one. Yeah, so Chavo will sign over here on this page, but everybody else mostly is going to be signing there. From the Super Ticket, I'll get Gangrel, Molly Holly, I'll get The Godfather, I'll get Razor Ramon to sign in there. I think I'm going to get him to sign the Razor Ramon section, but I'm going to have him sign at Scott Hall, sort of like getting the 2-for-1. Masters I met last year, he's a good guy. I think I might get a picture with him, but not get another autograph from him. Maybe save a little bit of money. Maybe the same thing with Bad Influence. I'm thinking about getting 2 things signed, though, with Bad Influence. Really like them. They just recently got released. A lot of people say that you'll have a good chance to meet these guys because they're around all the time. They've been to BTW, I think, the last 3 different shows. So, I mean, like, they're not impossible to get, but you never know. It could dry up, but this is what I'm leaning towards getting, is the Best of the Ultimate X Collection. Paul actually sent this to me, and it's the one reason I really want to get this signed, sort of for sentimental reasons. You got Daniels up top, you got Kazarian down below, and you got 2 other dudes. I thought this guy was Homicide, but then I looked at the back, and I was checking this out, and Homicide's not in any of the matches. That might be... I'm not even really 100% sure who those guys are. If you know those 2 dudes are, let me know. Appreciate it. Another one I want to get signed would be this one, but then it only has Daniels on it, so I'm not sure what the hell to do with that, but it's a really cool cover. I wish I would have brought it to Bound for Glory, but I didn't know it was going to be so easy to meet the guys. For the Rock and Roll Express, because they're not in the encyclopedia, I'm going to get them assigned the Jim Crockett Good Old Days. Jim Nye, why do you not own this? Please buy this. It's a great documentary. Lots of good matches. Lots of good stuff on there. Definitely check this out. Oh, they're on the cover right there in case I was covering them up with their thumbs. But I don't think I'm going to get this signed by anybody else. Steamboat, Dusty, those guys, I would have them sign my encyclopedia before I sign them so they can sign it as big as they want to. Then from there, I know that my good buddy Dave Meltzer is going to be there, so I'm bringing one of his books. This is called Tributes. It's the first book that he wrote. It's got, I don't know if, like, it's about guys that passed on. And if you know The Observer, if you ever really check it out, when guys pass away, he does, like, almost like a tribute to them. That's why it's called Tributes. It's more than like you would get in the newspaper when guys die, when people die, they have their obituary put in there. But this is just about their wrestling. I mean, it's got, I just had the table of contents. Oh, number 1 has Owen, Brian Pillman, Rick Rude, Andre the Giant, Bruiser Brody, Fritz Von Erich, Kerry Von Erich, Yokozuna, Junkyard Dog, Giant Baba, Buddy Rogers, John Studd, Ray Stevens, Louis Spicoli, Art Barr, Eddie Gilbert, Boris Malenko, Dino Bravo, Jumbo Trusta, and Gordon Soley. Gordon Soley. I'm smarter than that. Lots of good pictures in here. Tons of words. But a great thing. And I'll let Dave sign that. He says he's going to be at the second part of there in the afternoon of the convention. And then for the main event, I got the Ric Flair's book, The Man. Ric Flair, I bought this for a flight to Florida, and I read this book. I thought it was a pretty good read. I have never gone back and read it and check it out, but definitely a lot of good pictures. I know that he's talked about this. When he was on the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast, he seemed to be very, very proud of this book. I guess I'm going to have him sign this page right here. When I got Angle to sign, I asked him to sign the page that had the picture on it. The autograph didn't turn out as great as I was hoping, but I'll definitely I'll be getting this signed, showing off my autograph book collection. Hopefully I'll have 2 books to get signed. I'm bringing this picture along. I really want to get this picture signed. It's Ric Flair. I brought this to WrestleMania. I tried to play the switcheroo game, but he wants $40 for a signature. This picture means a lot to me, but I'm not really sure that it's going to mean 40 bones. But I'll bring it. You never know what's going to happen. There's always a lot of tables to buy stuff from vendors, people trying to sell off their old DVDs, their old VHS tapes, belts, figures, 8x10s, and etc. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. It'll be a game time decision, but I don't know. A lot of my friends really want me to get that picture signed. He definitely saw it when we were at WrestleMania. He looked at it, and then he looked at me, and then he just went back to not paying attention to me. So, we'll have to see. I've heard from good things from people. I've heard bad things about meeting Ric Flair. Some people have said expect the same as the WrestleMania experience that I had at Access. Some people have said that away from WWE, he's not as rushed. He likes spending time with people. He likes talking to people, and he enjoys conventions. So that's what I'm crossing my fingers on, saying please, please, please. I hope this turns out, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna have fun regardless. It's gonna be a blast. Thanks, Paul, for pushing me to make this video. It's gonna be awesome to see Shane Cody. There's a lot of good matches. Another guy that's gonna be there that he's booked for a match, but he's not on any of the things for the he's not on anything for the convention. Is Dabari. So maybe I'll be able to meet him somewhere along the way. I didn't pull anything out, but he's in the encyclopedia. He'd be an awesome guy to get a picture with because I've never met him before. But probably, honestly, I'm looking forward to meeting Scott Hall, the first-time Hall of Famer. It's going to be awesome to get a picture with Papa Shango. Except for that, it's just a normal fun day of meeting wrestlers. Chavo, it's going to be good to thank him for the podcast that he did with Chris Jericho on Benoit and on Eddie Guerrero. And those were just really touching moments that he shared with us. Really special, really cool. It's always sad when guys pop up on there like Kazarian and Daniels recently released from TNA. Chris Masters, another guy that I've always rooted for. I really liked him when he was in WWE. I was a big fan. And when he got released, I was kind of shocked because he was coming into his own. Even CM Punk, pointed that out in a promo in 2011 when he was going off on John Laurinaitis. Molly Holly was a babe, honestly, when she, dyed her hair and she cut it. And even when she shaved it, she lost a lot of stock in my book. But there was a time Molly Holly was right behind Trish Stratus in babeness. She had a Raw magazine spread where she was the centerfold. She definitely wasn't the centerfold type of WWE back in the day, but the way they shot it, they made her look really good, really hot, so boom. Gangrel's another guy, I always really liked him, leader of the Brood. So, there's a lot of good names on this show. I always regret that I didn't go to the 2011 WrestleFest. That was stocked. Tatanka was there. We had the Nasty Boys, DDP. If it wasn't right after WrestleMania, I'm sure I would have been there. But this is the yearly tradition. I had a ton of fun, and I'm glad I'm going back. I'm hopefully you guys are going to be there. If you guys live in the area or you're close, I hope this video sold you to be there. Ric Flair, Scott Hall, The Godfather, Gangrel, Bad Influence, Molly Holly, Rock and Roll Express, Papa Shango. Can't go wrong. Don't forget about my man Ezekiel Jackson. I'm bringing the fist. I'm going to get another picture. It's going to be in there. I want a rematch. Peace out.